Hello, welcome back to my HTML beginners friendly series. In this episode, we're going to talk about inserting images onto your web page. When you are building your website, there are times you would want to insert images onto your web page. So in this video, I'm going to be walking you through the whole process of inserting images or working with image files. Okay, so here I have my bare bones structure of my HTML document, and these are my files. I have a folder here called images, okay, img, with an image file there which lives inside a folder. I also have an image which is on my root directory, so I'm going to show you how you can link to these images and display it on your web page. Okay, and then here I have my browser. Let me open that. I have my browser and currently it's empty. Alright, so let's start displaying our image by first entering our image tag, so less than img. Now after doing this, you need to put an attribute. Okay, specify the source of your image. Where is your image staying? Where can the browser find your image? So we need a special tag called src and then equal to quotation. Now inside this quote, you need to specify where your image lives. Okay, so our first case is we're going to link to our image file which lives inside a folder. Okay, and because it is inside a folder, we need to specify that folder first. So I'll put img / and then you type the name of the image inside this folder. So let's open it, and you can see this is the image. So you type wordpress.jpg. okay, so we come back there and then put wordpress.jpg like this. Next, we need a special attribute called alt. Okay, but before that, let's close this tag. Okay, and with image tags, there's no special closing for it. Okay, there's no special closing. This is how it is. Very simple. Now let's go back to our web browser and then reload our page, and you can see our image is displayed. Now let's say for some reason the browser cannot access this link. Okay, maybe the link is now invalid. Now let's go back and reload our page, and you can see everything is gone. Okay, except with this little symbol here. That's where an alt tag comes in. So we need an alt tag. I'll come outside and then put alt, after that equal to quotation, and inside these quotes we need to describe our image. So let's say it is a WordPress image like this. Now let's go back and reload the page and see. Now when you reload the page, you can see that the alt tag is displayed. This is because the web browser has no idea where our image is, and the only option left is to display the alt text. So alt text is very important, especially for those users who will be using screen readers to navigate through your website. And this is also a good practice for SEO, search engine optimization, to always include image tag, an alt tag or an alt attribute when creating your images. So let's go back there and put our complete like this, and then we'll go back to our browser, reload, and because the link is now a valid one, we can see our image. So it's a good practice when you are creating your image, you include an alt tag there. Now let's go ahead and look at how you can link an image file which is living on your root directory, just like this one. Okay, so if you have your image file which lives on the same directory as your HTML file, just like your index.html, and you can see it lives on the same directory as your image, then there's a way of linking it. In this case, we don't need to specify a folder, so all we need to do is to go ahead and then just type the name of the image here. So you put coding.png, and then you come back here and put coding image as your alt text, and then you go back to your web browser and reload, and you can see this is your image. Okay, so this is a second way of linking an image which lives on the same directory with your HTML file. In this part of the video, I'm going to show you how you can link to an image which lives externally somewhere on someone else's website. Okay, so with this first example, we linked to an image which lives internally, and you can see this is the image, and I taught you how to link to an internal image. In this part, we're going to link to an image which lives on Google. In this case, we need to go to Google and then search for our images, and let's say this is the image you want to use on your website. So you simply right click on it, right click on your image, and then click on copy image address. So that you go back to your web browser, and in this case, inside your source, which is src, remove the internal image and then paste that image you copied from Google. Fantastic. Now let's go back to our development browser, and then we reload this page, and as you can see, this is the image we copied from Google, and we have just linked it to, we copied it from Google here, and then we have linked it to our website. But now we have a problem. This image is large. So in this part of the video, I'm going to talk to you about how you can resize your image size. Okay, so we're going to be resizing our images to make them look smaller and fit our needs. Okay, so let's go back to our code editor and then try resizing these images. Okay, so to resize your images, you need to add another attribute called height or width. Okay, you can control the height of your image and the width of it. Okay, so go ahead and put height there, because right now I don't like this height. Okay, so I need to reduce the height of my image, so I'll simply put height there, e, okay, like this, and then you put equal to, and inside here you need to specify your height. So I'll put something like 50, and immediately you put 50, it means this is 50 pixels. Okay, so go back there. That's units for measuring height or for measurement. And web development, okay, we use pixels. So you can reload this page, and as you can see, the image is now smaller. Okay, and this is not what I want, so I'll go ahead and increase the height a little bit to something like 100, and then we'll go back there and reload, and you can see the image size has reduced. Okay, you can also control the width of your image. When reducing or increasing the height of your image, always bear in mind that the aspect ratio of your image may make it look weird on browsers. So let me explain that visually. So let's put height as 100 pixels, and then we put the width, okay, the width as 200 pixels, and then we go back and reload our page. And now you can see the image has been stretched, and you can see that it's losing its quality. At the same time, it's not original as compared to the one we have on Google. Okay, so this is what we call aspect ratio. Now when I hover on this image, you can see that we have 720 by 720. This means that this image is a square. So when you are putting your height, always take notice of your aspect ratio and which is the size of it. So you can see here that it is what, a square. So when you are reducing, you need to put ratio into consider. You need to bring ratio into it. Okay, if not, it don't work. So when you're putting 100 pixels height, you need to put what, the same 100 pixel width. If not, it won't work. Okay, so take notice of aspect ratio when working with height. So I'll put 100 here, and then when we go back there, we are maintaining our aspect ratio. So we reload, and you can see the image here is maintaining its aspect ratio. Okay, the best way to control aspect ratio is using one dimensions. So let's talk about that further. Okay, so on your web browser, you see this image is a square. In order to control it, you need to specify either the height or the width. So let's remove the height and then leave the width, and automatically the web browser will adjust its height for you. So you need only one dimension and the browser will do the rest for you. I hope that is clear. To recap this lecture, we first talked of how to link an image which lives inside your website internally. So we use the source attribute to link to our file, and then we also use the alt attribute to enter text. That way, anytime a web browser is not able to access our image for some reasons, it will display the alt text. And then we use the image tag, and I said image tags don't have closing, so you leave them like this. We also looked at linking to an external image which lives somewhere like Google. And then we went there and we copied the image, an image from Google, and we linked it here. We also specified our alt text, and I finally talked about resizing your image. And I said when resizing your image, you need to put aspect ratio into consideration, and the best way to control aspect ratio is using one dimension. Okay, so if you're not sure of the measurements, just use one dimension and the web browser will do the rest for you. Okay, something like the width. When you put width 100 pixels, the web browser will automatically adjust the image and giving you the best aspect ratio. Okay, so if this lecture has been informative, consider subscribing, because I have videos coming up on HTML that will show you how to do a lot of things. Thank you very much for watching this video. Take care.